Okay, so I want to just cover some of the new things here. And before we do that, just a reminder on Friday. So on Friday morning, we had Spy came down, and then some of us played calls here because we could see because we expect when Spy or VIX interact with the 3448 EMA clouds, we expect a reaction there. It's not guaranteed, but you should expect reaction, and therefore you should either take profit, etc. So this bottom line, that's the 48 EMA. Spy bounced here. Some of us played calls here, rejected at the VWAP again. We expect things at those levels. Puts here, then we came out, retested the 48 EMA, and then puts. Now to play these moves, you have to be very quick. So it's not for everyone. If you're new at this, the best place to get in is to wait for this retest and failure of the 48 EMA. If you're a little bit more experienced, then obviously there's the Dixie was bullish. So if you had conviction that we're going to go down, then the rejection of the VWAP was the place to get into puts. And if you wanted to play every move, obviously you could have done that, but that's not always the best way to spend your time. So just a quick recap, let's take a look at this tool. So a lot of new things. When you loaded this new page, I'm sure you would have seen the news come up. So it's always going to be in your face. You can close it. If you want to bring it back up, click on the news button. That's what's going to happen at different times. Then you can also, so now you have to enable sound alerts. So you're not going to get any sound notifications unless you turn it on. Okay. And once you turn it on, if there's a sound alert, like now, you can confirm it so it will stop. So you don't have to turn the sound alerts off to get rid of it. Now at the top, you'll see calls and puts. I'm not going to cover this part because we've already done that. But now you'll have one flame, two flames, or three flames, depending on how bullish or bearish it is, and it's based on the VIX reaction. So if let me just open my cheat sheet. So if you have one flame, it means that on the call side, it means that we have a super trend and a sell alert on VIX. So that obviously, that means that we want calls on SPY or SPX. Also, if you have two flames next to each other, then it also means that my low of the candle, of the 1 minute candle, is outside of the lower band. Okay. If I have three flames, then it means that my close is outside of the extended band. So if I look at this, so one flame, if I have on the VIX, I have a blue triangle, and I have a super trend, so red lower band. If my low of the candle is outside of this band, I have two flames, and if I close below this lower band, even more extended, I have three flames. So you will rarely see three flames, but that's if it maintains the three flames, then obviously it's a very, very strong move. And then on the put side, it's the same but opposite, up to three flames. So now the percentage gain, remember, it will, by default, it will use the last 5 minutes. And so if we have 5 minutes of data, it will show up. So you can override it to since open, track 10 seconds, 1 minute, 5, 10, 15 minutes, so that you can get whatever flavor you want. At the bottom, I now have a bunch of tickers. If a ticker background is red, it means that the price action is below the 48 EMA. If it's green background like this, the price action is above the 48 EMA. So we have a bullish or bearish bias. Then I have these cell phone bars below before it. So we have 1, 2, or 3 bars. And that's based on the background color. So if the background color is black, then we have no bars. Oh yeah, if the background color, okay, so the background color, if there's no color, then we're at the 48 EMA, or, in this case, SPX is closed. That X tells me it's closed. If the background color is green, we're above the 48 EMA. 10-minute 48 EMA. If it's red, we're below the 10-minute 48 EMA. The bar says how green the background is or how red the background is. Because remember, we have the background colors that goes in shades of green and red, and we have 3 different shades depending on different conditions, and it's exactly the same conditions over there. If a ticker down here, if the name is bold, it means that the market is open for that asset, so it's trading regular market hours for that asset. If it is has an X, it is the market is closed for that asset. If it's not bold, it's either pre-market or post-market for that asset. If I have a blue or a yellow triangle active for any ticker, it will show that. If there's a combined put or call, you'll see a put or call next to it as well. And then if there's any interesting thing like 1-day and 2-day VWAPs are interacting, or we are crossing the VWAP in an upward direction, it will give you additional information on that. Also, I'm trying to group things. So for example, Trader 17 noticed that if there is confluence between XLK and QQQ, if they're both have yellow triangles or blue triangles, then it makes for a more consistent move. So just like if VIX and SPY agrees, it makes for a stronger move. If QQQ and XLK, for example, both have green backgrounds, 2 bars, and yellow triangles, then that is a strong move in that direction. So you can use things like that. I have all the industry sectors down here. I have everything else. So definitely I have oil up here, so you can see if Dixie is suddenly changing direction and how that might impact the market as well. So take a look at these tickers, give me feedback if you want anything else. And then if there's so at 8:30 or 10:30, you will also hear a sound notification and you'll have a countdown. So it will have a countdown for you, and sound will start about a minute before any market event to get your attention. So you'll see that as well. Sound events for a 1 flame, 2 flame, 3 flame, you'll get different sound notification. You'll notice the pitch and the tempo different for each one. You'll learn those through experimentation, I guess. Any questions or feedback? I want to just make it quick so that you guys can focus on the market when it opens.
Hey, Frank, I have a quick question. Great, fantastic. Bottom. I do have a question as this in terms of if you were to look at the mega indicator. If I'm looking, for example, chart over here that's green, so clearly it's above the are we above the 48 EMA?
Yep.
And then if you look at Tesla, though, Tesla's been red. It's been red across all the pretty extensively. If you look up mega, so how would you that?
Yeah, so this is definitely not replacing that. You're gonna use it as in conjunction with. So you can see we're above the 48 EMA, so that gives it a green background. Because so we're using the Ripster strategy, which basically so we're biased bullish, even though it might just break down through it. So this indicator gives you this gives you a very high level view of the market. But if you're going to want to play Tesla, you definitely want to look at the indicator itself. You want to look at the different higher time frames. So this tool, I call it SpyBot for now because I don't have a better name, but so SpyBot just says at this instance Tesla is above the 48 EMA. Okay, and it's saying that the background color is so I don't draw the background color before market opens on this because then it just gets too messy. But if it had a background color, if the market was open, it would be green. Okay, so Tesla is in some ways I mean it is still more bullish than bearish at this point, but because it's so close at the 48 EMA, you know, I wouldn't play it. But you can see there Tesla, it's bullish on the 10-minute chart for the last 25 minutes. So I mean, it is more bullish than bearish, even by the megaspace indicator, because I mean, this bar down here is basically the megaspace indicator for this specific ticker, but it's too close to the 48 EMA
Well,
to play puts. Go ahead.
Could you pull up the Mega 8 indicator real quick? Just look at that.
Okay, here it is.
Okay, so that's weird because it's still it changed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Try and refresh it. I mean, we could take a look at it later on, but yeah, I mean, so it's probably an issue on your side because everything I'm seeing is showing that Tesla is more bullish than bearish. So obviously, if Tesla bounces off the 48 EMA, that would be, you know, good place to get in for calls. But, you know, that 48 EMA, like I said, you know, on Friday, I mean, that's like very important to consider that. You know, I mean, if you're approaching it, you want to be careful. You don't want to get in when you approach the VWAP. You don't want to get in. You want to see that reaction at these important levels before you get into a trade. And, you know, so, I mean, so we talked about the trading strategies and everything else, but just a reminder on these levels. Any other questions? So I'm going to have the, so okay, good question, trade 17. So the triangles that I draw here is based on the 2-minute time frame. Okay, so if the triangle and the put call signal, those are based on 2-minute time frames. All the other candles are based on 1-minute time frames. And then I'm going on the screen share sound. I'm gonna have the Benzinga market squawk box that talk about any market events. So if you listen to that, if there's any kind of views, because we have a lot of speakers this week, so you know, make sure to listen to that audio, because sometimes they say something bullish or bearish and you can see an immediate reaction. So I'll have that active for you guys as well.